Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to be discussing about the performance testing of web application. We are going to simulate different virtual users and those virtual users will be hitting up the website, and then we will also explore the test cases that we can create for your web application, and in those test cases we can simulate the user journey and we can simulate different behaviors, and those test cases can be very useful in terms of regression testing that you guys created another feature and you guys made changes to your source code and you want to test all the existing feature as well. So you can just click on those test cases and check, yeah, the existing functionality is working fine, or there are some regression bugs because of the new functionality we guys have added. And you guys can also simulate high traffic and load on the application. It can also highlight some of the issues that you cannot simulate or you cannot create on the normal staging environment or by doing manual testing. So this is going to be a very exciting video, so let's dive right into it. So this is the application code that we are going to be using for load testing our front end application. We are using K6 to perform all the load testing. And if you check the README file, you can see I have provided the link and all the instructions. You can go to this particular URL and you can install K6 on your machine. There are like instructions for installing K6 on Linux, Mac, or Windows. I have already installed this using Brew on my Mac, so that's why I won't do it again. So I will go back in the code, and we can start from the load page test. It is a very basic test case because this is sort of a smoke test. Smoke test means that we verifies that everything is going fine, the software is running fine, and all the things are in place. In this test case, you can see we have Chromium. We have import Chromium from K6 experimental browser. Chromium is used so that we can run the browser test cases. We can open up, launch the browser, and then you can see we have Chromium.launch. Chromium.launch is launching the web browser, and then we have browser.new page to create a new page, and then we have a command page dot go to this particular page, and then wait for the network calls to stop and go to idle state. And then I have added the command of sleep for, means like sleep for 4 seconds, and then check the status of it and then close the browser. So we just wanted to check like Chromium is working fine, K6 everything is working fine. So how to basically run this test case? To run this test case, what we need to do is we need to type K6 underscore browser underscore enabled equal to true, because we need to run these test cases using a web browser. If you want to see like how to particularly test your backend application, I have created another video for that, and I have like a very detailed video in which I have explained different sort of test cases and scenario for that. So if you're interested in that, just go to that link. And because in this video we are only going to discuss the browser testing, so we need to type K6 browser enabled true, and then K6 run, and then the file name. This first thing, K6 browser enabled true, is for like this is the browser test. And when we run this, you will see like Chrome instance is launched and then very quickly it is closed. That's why you guys cannot see it. So we can now run the redirect page test case. In this test case, what we are testing is like we first open up the browser to a particular website, and then we click on a particular link, and then the browser is redirected to that particular link, and then we can test, okay, the redirection of the test of the website, everything is working fine. These are like just the basic test cases so that you get to know about like how it works, and then we will have like more detailed test cases. So in this we are again like we have Chromium, we have import sleep to add like delay, then we launch Chromium instance, and then we have browser.new page, and then we are going to this particular URL, and then we have uh, this particular ID. And on the page, I can show you, like if I go to this particular website, and you can see that this is the particular link, and I am specifying that I want to uh, have the instance of this link. Okay, you can see I'm getting the instance of this link based on the URL, and then I'm pressing on click button, or I can use this as well, or I can use this as well. I have provided both. I will just comment out one of them so that we're not using both. So yeah, this is basically the code. So let me execute it. So let me get the test case name and paste that and click on submit. And now you see that a new Chrome browser is loading. It is opening that particular website. Once the website is open, then it will click on that forget password button, and you can see in the simulation as well that the button is being clicked. This is just like to showcase you, like, yeah, how you can click on button. You see we went to the forget password page, and yeah, this is it. So it basically, the test case is closed. And then in the end, when we click on that particular button, we navigate it to that page, and then we call this page dot wait for navigation. That means it is a puppeteer method. That means that you wait till the route is changed and that page is loaded before like closing the browser. So that's why I've added that page dot wait for navigation. Then I added like a sleep for 4 seconds, and then I called this method that page dot screenshot, that take a screenshot so that we can see, okay, this test case is executed fine. That means like these links are working fine. For instance, in your case, that you have an application, you want to check like, okay, all the menu links or all the links in the footer, they are working fine. So you can like create different test cases of redirect from the home page, and you can check that either the home page is working fine, the redirects are working fine. And you can see this is the screenshot. That in the screenshot you can see the forget password page. That means that the redirect actually worked fine. And on the logs as well, you can see like the content load time and first paint time. And like first paint time means like when the content start loading, and browser loaded, data received, data sent, like data received from the server in that particular test, when that test case is executed, data which is sent to the server, and all these details. And we have one virtual user, so you can see one vus basically mean virtual user. So yeah, you can like in your test script you can add page dot screenshot. Like if you navigate to a page, you can call this. You navigate to another page, you can again like copy paste it. You can call it again and take screenshot of the whole journey, right? Now we go to logging in a particular form, right? So this is a website. We want to log in and see, okay, if the login works. If the login works, user went into that particular website. So we will see how you can do that. So in this again, we have simple import Chromium. We also import check from k6. Check means that we want to add a condition on, like for instance, that status code should be 200, or the this button text should be this, or in the heading we should have welcome Josefa. Like we can check that. We can create different conditions. If the check is passed, that means the test case is pass. If the check fails, that means the test case is failing. So we can create our own custom checks. So then the code is similar. We launch a Chromium instance, we launch a new page, then we go to this particular e-commerce website, and when we go to that particular website, we take a screenshot. That means that it is working fine. Then we on the page.locator, we can use page.locator to locate different fields. Hash is used because hash input email is the id of that particular field. And then we do dot type mean we need to type this is the particular email lambda test at cypress at disposable.com. This is the email, we need to type that in the email field. Then we get the password field using the id, and then we type the password, and then we click on we get the instance of submit button, and then we click on the submit button. We also call this page dot wait for navigation. As I told you, it is a puppeteer method that basically we use in case 6 that actually waits till the time then the next route is loaded. Then in the check, as I told you, is used for creating like different conditions on your test cases that verify user is logged in. To verify that we are getting the instance of breadcrumbs, and we check like in breadcrumbs do we have account. If we have accounts in breadcrumb, that means that user is logged in. Okay. And then also verify that breadcrumb dot active is like we're checking. You can change this to whatever you like, and you can add conditions on that. So let me execute that test case so you get an idea of it. So it will also be same. Let me clear my browser. Wait. So let me paste the test case name and click on submit. You will see a new instance of Chrome is executing. We will go to that particular e-commerce website login page, and then we will type in the password. We will click on login button, and you can see user is logged in. Everything is working fine. And yeah, this test case is executed fine. So you can see like verify user is logged in, verify the test. So verify the text, it is not working fine, so it is, that's why showing cross. This is working fine, that's why it is showing green. So you can create different checks based on the logic that you have in your application. Then next, what we are doing is in the fourth test case, we have the same code that we used in login form, but in this we are exploring this options. In this options, we can specify virtual users. That in our test case, we have like 5 virtual users, and iterations are 10. 10 iterations mean that every virtual user is like doing like the particular scenario of 10 times. So 5 into 10, like 50 times login is performed. So other than that, rest everything is same. There's no difference. So let me execute that test case and see how it goes. So because the main purpose is to also not just like do automated testing. There are like a lot of other different frameworks and programming languages as well for that. So using ksx, it is very helpful. You can do like you can create different scenarios, you can write scripts for automated testing, plus on top of that you can simulate virtual users, and you can also do performance and load testing. So yeah, so you can do that by specifying options variable. So I will paste the stress test and yeah, execute. You can see now like 5 instance of browser are opening, and in every instance you will see like they are like typing in the email, they are typing the password, submit, again typing in the email, typing in the password, again submit. So you see like it is happening very quick. Email, password, click on login button, load, then again the website is loaded, again the email and password is added. It is happening again and again. So there, because I have set 10 iterations, so that's why like a lot of virtual users, they are like going to that website, typing in the email. You can set the iterations to 1000, 10,000 if you want to really put load on your website. I just wanted to like tell you how to do that, so that in your test case and in your scenario you can do whatever you like, and you see everything is working fine. And in my test case I get like yeah, uh, if I come here I get like yeah, user logged in, one scenario, 5 max virtual users, and default iteration is 10. And if you see in the data sends http request connecting data received, and like you see like uh, you also see like this information as well, like web vital, first input delay. Like these are more detailed information that we get from the browser, like time to first byte, time of the first paint, and all that. You also see that. So the number of iterations, virtual users, and all these details, all the request made. There are like around 329 request made. So yeah, this is pretty much it about the stress test. You can increase the number of iterations. Let me do that as well. Like that, we can increase that to 1,000. We can increase the virtual users to like 5,000. It doesn't matter. You can do it whatever you like. And then e- some guys are like, okay, this is good, like we see all the results, everything in the console, but console is not very good. All this to read this particular result, it's not very user friendly. So yeah, this next test case, in this test case what I did is, when the whole test case is executed, then a html file is generated that contains the result of the whole test case. So it is uh, very exciting. So let me execute that, and you guys can see how it works. So in this, the test case is pretty much the same, because I don't want to create different test cases, and because it is very simple, you can do page.locator, locate an email field. You can, I have specified you how to get the instance of a button. You can use like in here, you can also do like button or name equal to this button. In case of id, you hash id. In case of like p tag, you can also have like dot text as well. So it is very simple. You can get that from the documentation as well. It is very simple. You can just put in the field name, the value, or the name, or the id, and you can specify that, and you can get the instance of that particular thing that you want. But in this test case, the different thing is that we have this handle summary method. The handle method is only executed when all the test cases are executed, the whole test scenario is finished, then the handle summary method is called. In this handle summary method, we have a script to generate a report, right? So we are calling this html it, and we are passing in the data. So in this HTML report method, we are there is like this particular module that we require, case6 reporter, and then using that we are creating the HTML report. So let's run the script and see how it goes. So let me type in here stress test with report and see how the reports look like and how it is. So this particular test case is executed, and let's see here. Yeah, so this is the report that is created, right? Because it is, let me open this report in the browser. Open this in the browser. So this is the test case report that you guys see. It is showing me the total number of requests that are made. It is showing me the field checks. It is showing me the http request duration, request connecting, tls handshake, request sending, request receiving. It is showing me all these details. So you can see like pass check, field checks, iterations, number of virtual users, minimum, maximum, data received, uh, total request per second, data sent, and then like verify and text. And you can like create different like checks, and you can see the checks, like which checks are like particularly passing and which are failing. So it is just like a simple html report. So yeah, it can also be useful in your case if you want to create report for different test cases and you want to send that to higher management and to other people. So yeah, and then in the last test case, we are opening up the browser, but in the dimension of a mobile application. And the test case name is device emulation test, that we want to check the website on a small device. So how to do that? So to do that, we also get the instance of Chromium. We also import devices from the browser, and then we call the same, we launch a Chromium instance, and then from devices we put iPhone X, we create a new context. Or we can what we can do is we can also use this code like context dot new context. In this context we can specify the viewport like width and height based on the mobile dimensions. You cannot specify like phone name, you can just specify like width is 400 and height is like 800 900 based on whatever phone you want to simulate. You can also do that as well. Both of these option works the same, so not much difference. So let me run this test case for you guys. So if I run this, we can also perform test cases to check the cookies, like the cookies are available or no, the headers are available or no in that particular request. So you can see this time when the browser open, it is automatically shrink, and this is the dimension, right? So you can see this is telling that this is the mobile application view. You can take screenshot, you can go to different, click on different buttons, because on the mobile screen the menu is also different, right? Because the menu buttons IDs, it is different on the mobile screen. So if you want to test like mobile devices, you can create separate test cases scenario for that, because on mobile you might have different options, different buttons, different IDs. So yeah, you can simulate that as well. So now I will create a test case for you guys, so you guys know how to create a test case and how to get the element IDs and how to get the instance of a particular button or a particular input field. How you can do that? Let me quickly copy paste this login form code, and this I can name it login form 2. And in this I will not go to this particular website, I will put the URL of another website that I was that I'm working on nowadays. So this is the website name, and what is the email and password field. How I can get the instance of that, it is input name is email. Okay, so I will come here, and what I can do is, because input email, these fields we do not have any ID. You see, we do not have any ID variable, so I cannot use this same code. So what I will do is I will type input, and then I will type in name equal to email, and then bracket close. So it will check input name email, and it will type this particular email, and then uh, we need to we can copy this same and we can paste here. And then what's the name of the password field? Let me check that. The password field name is password. Okay, simple. PASWRD. So this is not the right credential, so I will not click on it. So we can comment this out, this as well. Just wanted to see like uh showcase you how this works. So okay, this is good, and we can take the screenshot in the end as well. Uh, so yeah, just for the testing purpose that the credentials are added correctly. So let me copy the file name and then update this particular command and run. So now you see the browser is opening up, and hopefully it will work fine. So you can see test.org.state.no. This website is loading, and the virtual user will click on the email field and will start typing the particular email. Yeah, you can see the email is being typed. So yeah, so the email is being typed, and then the password is being typed, and then the case is executed. And then you also have test cases to check the cookies, and to test if the cookie exists in the particular session or not, and stuff. If you go to K6 website and search for cookies example, I think, yeah, you can basically http.get http, it is getting the data. Since the request redirects the rest.cookies property won't contain the cookies, you are checking like make sure cookies have been added to your virtual user cookie jar. http.cookie jar cookies for url rest.url. You can create test cases based on, like, in case the user is logged in, then user should have some cookies. You can check that. So there are like test cases for that as well. But this is, I would say, pretty much it. If you want to know more about, like, in detail about browser testing, you can let me know. I can create another video on that topic as well. In this video, I wanted to just show you guys like the basic options, the basic things, chromium, how to import chromium. And I also wanted to show you that k6 can also be used for browser testing and web application testing, rather than just using it for backend testing, because it is very powerful. I have used that to create like different test cases. And those test cases include, like, first going to the website, logging in, then going to different sections of the website, performing different actions, and then logging out, and then going to different routes and different particular clicking on the menu items. And then you can run all these scenarios, and then you can have like create different checks. And then in the end you have a html report, and then you can see, okay, these checks are failing. That means that if these checks are failing, that means like my navigation links are not working, or this particular uh, order submission form or order refund form is not working in your case, might be. So you can check and go to that particular case and do a manual testing and see that if that thing is working or not, and then you guys can work on it. So yeah, that is it from this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.